Good morning. It is Sunday, and not just any Sunday. It's a special Sunday because we are trying to move forward into the election. In order to do that, we have to go ahead and figure out everything. Everybody who's running and let the people know exactly who they are. But first, I got to tell you, the best way to have breakfast is with cafe con leche. But I forgot one important point this morning. You have to have lemon pound cake. And we'll get into why in just a minute on the rotation. Did you queue up lemon pound cake for this morning?
I can get it up. I was,
or is Facebook going to shut us down?
I was just looking for my old interview with him, but we could do lemon pound cake. Want to do that?
Yes, absolutely. And while Carlos is doing that, for those of you who do not know, friend of the show, Afro Man, had his home raided in 2022, and decided to use the video of the raid to turn into a video, and he was actually, I guess, charged with what was he charged with, Carlos?
He wasn't charged with anything. There was a warrant.
They tried to.
Yeah, there was a warrant filed for Afro Man that he was trafficking narcotics and he was kidnapping people out of his house. And now, actually, if you're really paying attention to the saga, he just released some videos from the alleged witness saying that the cops forced her to say that. But he was under suspicion of kidnapping and trafficking narcotics. He had a warrant. The cops showed up in, I think it was 2022, knocked his gate over, right? Broke down his door. He wasn't home. His wife was, and his daughter was. They shut off the security system. They stole a bunch of money. They claim that there was just an error in miscounting the money, but he claims that they stole $400 from him. He went to see if he could get his money back for, the damages done to his property, and the cops just like kind of laughed at him. They're like, "We're not fucking responsible for that." So he put out these videos that I think Gary wants me to show you.
Yes.
And in order to make his money back, and the cops sued him for defamation.
That was it, defamation.
Yeah.
And he won.
Yeah, he just won the case this past weekend.
Justice prevails for Afro Man, which I think is just wonderful, because that video of just the guy sitting there staring at that cake is hilarious.
And if you like, I can play the video right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
The Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break. They found no kidnapping victims, just some lemon pound cake. Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes so nice. It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a slice. Of what? Of what? Lemon pound cake. He wanna put down his block. Lemon pound cake. Trending on TikTok. Lemon pound cake. He's a family guy. Lemon pound cake. Got the munchies because he got hot. Lemon pound cake. Pound cake. He's a Adams County Sheriff. He's hungry and he's big as hell. He was sniffing for weed. Then he smelled another smell. What was that? Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes so nice. It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a slice. Of what? Of what? Lemon pound cake. He wanna put down his Glock. Lemon pound cake, trending on TikTok. Lemon pound cake, he's a family guy. Lemon pound cake, the munchies because he got high. Lemon pound cake, pound cake. He sees my cake and my porno mag call boom boom. Something happened to his camera on the way to the evidence room. Mama's lemon pie.
All right, I think we get the idea. But what was great about this is that you got to watch the actual trial. You can't just like fucking watch the congratulations or whatever, because like what happened?
A guy who was the head of the FBI for 10 years and passes away, and we have a president who, rather than giving him a beautiful eulogy, puts it out a post saying, "Good, I'm glad he's dead." That should be a defamation case. This was him defaming him. If anything, he was satirizing him, which is allowed. So,
well, what's great is in order to prove there was defamation, they basically had to like go through the songs and like go through every single claim. So like they basically put Officer Lemon Pound Cake on the stand and said, "Are you Officer Lemon Pound Cake?" And then there was another one where it's like he wrote a song about another officer that was basically like, I forget the officer's name, but it was like, "Officer Robinson is a son of a bitch." And that's essentially the whole song. So like they had to put this guy on the stand and say, "Are you in fact a son of a bitch?" And it is like, "Would you agree that you being a son of a bitch would be a matter of opinion?"
That is hilarious. I know I've been amiss. We haven't not introduced ourselves yet today, but that was just such an interesting story over the last couple of days. And of course, Carlos did have a chance to smoke with Afroman, so therefore he is officially a friend of the show, and we're still waiting for him to come back on. Give us the whole lowdown. But my name is Gary Stein. I am the political and policy director and master of public health for Suncoast Normal.
I don't know if you heard it, but
yeah, no, I didn't hear it. But there you go. And to my right, possibly your left, our deputy director, master of business administration, and the head of Chillum CBD and mushroom dispensary in Ybor City, Carlos Jose Angel Armida.
Whenever I hit the wrong sound effect button,
our special guest is got what I call a quixotic adventure in front of him, which means it might not be possible, but it could be possible, and that is why you have to try.
Yeah, true.
Jose Engell.
Yes.
Is it Engell or do you go by Engell or Engell?
Oh, my last name is pronounced Engell. It's a German last name, yeah.
But you're not from Germany. You're
I'm
actually
Puerto Rican. Was born in Puerto Rico.
So does that mean you're an American?
Yeah.
Wow.
Technically, I am, and my passport says U.S.-born citizen, so,
And you're running for against Laurel Lee, the former wife of the head of the Senate and former Secretary of State for the state of Florida, in what has been a contentious district we've been trying to flip for several elections now, and has not been able to do it. But I think it's time. I think so. That we needed to get all those faces out and some new faces in. And why not have somebody from our not quite a state neighbor from the South, who I understand they're actually getting pissed down there that we're kind of like trying to get like Canada to be the 51st state, and
Venezuela,
and Argentina for the 51st state. And last I heard, he also wants Cuba now to be the 51st
and Venezuela
state.
too. When they won the WBC, he offered them statehood.
Do you think the people of Puerto Rico would be upset if they got statehood first?
I know, right? That's kind of messed up, yeah. Yeah, they'd be pretty upset.
But
I mean, Puerto Rico have been trying to get it for most Puerto Ricans, not all, of course, but they've been trying to get it for years now.
And we need some fresh faces. and you are a fresh face, and from what I hear, a fresh voice, which is what is desperately needed in the Congress.
I'm doing my best, man. I'm doing my best.
Well, what made you decide to go ahead and run?
As a regular resident of District 15 and a young person, I am worried about what the future of the country is going to be. Right, I want to have a country that we can all enjoy. And when I have children, I don't have children yet, but when I do, if I do, I want them to be able to enjoy this country and have a good childhood like I was able to. And yeah, I just want to make sure that we have a country that we can all enjoy, and that's why I'm running.
It is a big decision. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of treasure in some cases. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is the definer as to how much you can make, almost as an indication of whether you can actually win or not.
True. And that is the hardest part of running for office. The hardest.
Have you ever had the chance to have to raise money before?
Have I had the chance? No, this was my first time running for office. My first time having trying to fundraise money. This is my first. I just jumped in. I just said I'm gonna do it, and I'm doing it. And now fundraising is the hardest part of running for office, especially when you're a first time candidate like myself, and you're young too. It makes it harder than it already is. Yeah.
One thing I noticed about myself, I have a hard time asking the question, would you mind giving me money?
I know, right? I just hate. I don't like asking people for money. But you have to when you run for office. It's part of it. I don't like it, but yeah.
Carlos has been claiming he's going to run for mayor, but he lives on the wrong side of the street to run for mayor of Tampa.
Yeah, I gotta run for county or something. I'm not sure.
Or you can move across the street.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that, Carlos.
I don't like that side of the street.
Oh, you said that's the wrong side of the street, the wrong side of the tracks.
I mean, I like my side. I feel like my side is a little freer.
Yeah, you're more Hillsborough as opposed to
we don't have to deal with restrictive city governments on my side of the street.
I feel you.
So what issues prompted you to move forward? Is anything in particular that really got your goat?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of issues, but some of the ones that I really care about are healthcare. I think we are the only first world country without universal healthcare, and I think that's ridiculous. That is insane, in my opinion. One of the biggest reasons for bankruptcies in the United States is medical bills, right? And in other countries, you don't have to worry about that. So having universal healthcare, having national paid family leave, I think we are again only first world country without those two things. So and I think having national paid family leave would actually encourage more people feel comfortable about having kids, because having kids, that decision is hard to make, and I think that would really help people. And then protecting the environment, of course, that's a big one. The current administration, they call it a hoax. It's not a hoax. All right, it's very real, and we have to focus on that for the future. And I think investing in things like reliable public transportation, like here in Tampa, you need a car to get anywhere, right? I mean, you have a bus system, but we don't have any type of rail. Like even Miami has rail, right? They have Tri-Rail. Orlando has commuter rail as well, and Tampa has no form of rail at all. Like if we could have rail, we can. And this is not a federal thing, but a federal politician could get federal funding for these things. So like imagine having rail connecting Tampa with St. Pete, Clearwater, Brandon, like New Tampa, all of that. We should have some things like that. So, and then of course the cost of living, right? Right now wages don't reflect the cost of living, and when you look at like CEOs of big corporations, like on average they make about 300 times more than typical workers, right? Not 50 times, not 100 times, 300 times. Like if you ask me, that's kind of crazy, especially when CEOs argue that they can't pay employees more. Yeah, maybe because you're making a ridiculous insane amount of money, 3 times more than typical workers. So there are a lot of things that I care about, but yeah, the biggest things: universal health care, having national paid family leave, and the affordable the affordability issue.
This is the part where Carlos usually reins me in and says, "Why don't you ask him about cannabis?"
About what?
Is this kind of a cannabis adjacent show?
Oh, yeah, no, of
It,
course.
it typically happens after I do all my sharing of the show and everything like that. So
Okay.
I'm not done yet. You can keep talking about not talking about cannabis right now.
Okay.
Okay. So you were born in San Juan,
I was born
and
in Puerto Rico.
I've been to your beautiful city many times. My folks had a a timeshare over in Old San Juan.
You know, when people mention San Juan, everybody thinks of Old San Juan. I wasn't born in Old San Juan, but I was born in San Juan, as in the, you know. Ooh, yeah.
Well,
People typically think of Old San Juan, which, yeah.
Well, my parents, they just wanted to hang around that area there. I said, no, I've got to go explore. I got to go see, the iridescent ponds. I've got to go check out the rest of the island. So I just basically left them there and just did some exploring.
There you
It's just
go.
absolutely gorgeous.
It
And
is.
I hope that the damage from Maria has finally been
Man,
resolved.
you'd be surprised. I mean, we have a corrupt government in Puerto Rico. We have very corrupt government, and some streetlights are still not working from Hurricane Maria. Like, there are streetlights that are still not functioning, like, at all. It's ridiculous, you know.
And when did you come here?
Oh, I moved here 11 years ago, 2015, February 2015 to be exact. I was 13 when I came here. Yeah, I'm
So
24 now.
So you missed the storm, which was actually a good
I
thing.
did.
What
Yeah.
what does that make you? That makes you Gen Z, Gen Alpha? What,
I am Gen Z. Yeah,
You're Gen Z?
Gen Z. That's right. That's right. You know, I think in government, it's good that every generation has representation, but Gen Z is the least represented. And I think, we need a little bit more representation. It's always important that everybody has representation. And that's another reason why I'm running for office as a young person.
But just so you know, we actually have had a Gen Z congressman on
Yeah.
the show twice.
Maxwell Frost?
Max Frost. We
Alright.
had him on the show before he won, after he won,
That's
and
awesome.
so he's a man who's definitely got his head on straight.
Hey, I hope to meet him one day for sure. I
Like,
haven't
you're-
met him yet. Haven't had the honor.
You're in that same genre, and from what I understand, you have that same level of energy. You're ready to plow it down.
I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Okay, so Carlos, are you finished sharing?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. So
I just finished just now. I just finished. So if you're watching, you just received a notification from me on Facebook. Anyways, so Joe,
Yeah.
Gen Z.
What's up?
It's needed to bring Gen Z into Congress. I just got through doing all the sharing stuff, and my little plug, my little tagline is, let's see what Joe brings to a boomer run Congress.
wait a minute.
No, so here's the thing. So we've got three different generations kind of represented here. We got Gary for old people, me for normal people, and you for young people.
Normal people. Normal people. Are you saying we're not normal?
No, I'm just messing around.
I know.
The only one that's not normal is Gary.
That's fair.
So we've got three different generations here and three different generational views on cannabis right now. I know you told me before the show that you don't necessarily partake in marijuana. Was that true?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
don't really
I have
smoke,
nothing
right?
against marijuana. I have never used it myself, but I have nothing against it.
Well, my generation, we had a particularly good view of marijuana. I think there was a point from 2011, 2014 where weed could do no wrong. There's a famous part in a movie where what was the name of the movie where it's Knocked Up, where he was like, oh, my friend fell and broke his arm, and he just smoked a little weed and it fixed it.
There you go.
Marijuana could do no wrong for my generation. We used it for everything. So And you know, opinions change over time. You know, I think there's a lot of Gen Z people that don't necessarily have that favorable view of marijuana. So I just kind of want to like, maybe you can represent your generation right now and tell us what your generation sees marijuana as. And Katrina just pulled up. What our generation, like what your generation views on marijuana are, and what your personal views are.
Like, yeah, you know, as a generation, I think you're gonna find all sorts of people. You know, people in favor of it, people maybe not in favor for whatever reasons. I feel comfortable with sharing my personal opinion, which is that, look, if you can legally buy and drink alcohol, why can't you legally buy and have marijuana, right? I have nothing against legalizing marijuana. Not because I don't use them means that I have something against it. I just don't use them myself, but I have nothing against it. But speaking as a generation as a whole, you know, you're gonna find all sorts of opinion. You know, some people might like it, some might not, and you know that's
Well,
part of.
Well, I'm particularly worried about a recent wave of yellow journalism, if you will.
Okay.
The idea is that you know, we're articles have come out about cannabis causing you to scrum it. You know what I mean? So the claim is cannabis will make you scream and vomit at the same time.
Which is biologically impossible, by the way.
True.
There's articles saying that it'll make you go insane because it's so powerful. It didn't used to be that powerful. Now people can't handle how powerful it is. You know, there's articles about it, you know, messing with people's hearts and things like that. Articles about it causing anxiety and, you know, but here's the thing is that I think my generation actually did, you know, not to pat ourselves on the back, but I think my generation did a pretty good job preparing your generation for that, because you see that on social media and the whole comment section is like, oh, this article is brought to you by Pfizer, or this article is brought to you by Big Alcohol. And you know, I'm just wondering if my analysis of Gen Z is correct. Are you guys still pro cannabis, or are you guys anti cannabis?
You know, none of my friends use marijuana, but also none of them have something against it. Again, you know, it's a thing where
it's not for you, but you don't care if people want to use it.
But of course, you're gonna find people in my generation who are against it. Again, you know, it's an issue where. But if you look at the, you know, the election in 2024 here in Florida, marijuana got like what 50-something% of.
Yeah, not enough to pass it.
Right, because we have a super majority,
2% away. Like,
but
we were really close.
More, but still, it was a majority because it was more than 50%.
When you see that, right? You see the majority. You obviously realize that the majority of Floridians want cannabis to be legalized, right?
But we have a law that says that it has to be a super majority.
How does it make you feel when politicians see that and we don't? They do nothing. They don't pass any laws trying to pass. You know?
I think that law of a super majority of 65% is ridiculous, because I mean, when something has more than 50%, that's already a majority, right?
Right.
So I don't agree with that law, but we have that law in Florida, but that is up to the state legislature to do something about it and change that law. You know, we need better people in office.
When me and Gary have gone up to Tallahassee, at least when I've been up there, a lot of what I get back from these guys is, at least now, is that shit is hitting the fan in Florida. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. In order to be progressive in Florida now as a politician, you have to be on the defensive. Yeah. You know, you're not necessarily on the offensive trying to pass laws to be progressive. You're trying to stop regression, if you will.
Yeah, right.
Do you have any plans to be proactive? Or?
Well, you know, again, you know, that's the state legislature, whereas I'm running for a federal office.
Yeah, okay, good
so
point.
You know, I can't really, like, if I win, I wouldn't have something to do with the state legislature.
So then you could legalize in the entire world, in the entire US.
That is something that could happen.
Not the whole world, right?
Yeah. Although, you know, with Trump now, we are like, you know, like the world, you know, authority. So, yeah.
Trump in his last iteration did say that they were looking into legalizing cannabis at that time, and I guess they just finished looking into it over the entire course of that administration. And then we waited for another 4 years for Biden to get through, who made the promise to do it and never got it off the ground completely.
Oh.
And then we're back again to promises of making cannabis Schedule 3, which, to be honest, was not the best idea. It's a baby step, but it gives it gives cannabis to the corporations to be able to manipulate any way they want to, and that I find to be kind of a troubling situation.
Yeah, politicians make a lot of promises that they don't fulfill.
So we have a question in the comments for you.
Okay.
David Marsh here David Marsh 5051 wants to ask you, who did you vote for in the presidential election?
I voted for Kamala Harris in the last election because, when I was younger, I used to be a Republican. I'm not gonna hide that. But I slowly changed my views. I slowly became an independent throughout the years. Until I finally became a Democrat, and I was for sure not voting for Trump. Because, man, look at all the mess that we have now. But a lot of people stayed at home and didn't vote, so that's sad. But,
we've noticed that Puerto Rico in the past has had a far more Republican leaning.
Actually, Puerto Ricans, they cannot vote for the presidency unless they live on the mainland. Like, if they live on the island, they can't vote. But they always have, when you go vote, even though you can't, they always do it symbolically. And most times the Democratic presidential nominee wins. Like, Kamala won the last one, Biden won in 2020. They do it symbolically, but they do it. And Puerto Ricans, they tend to be more Puerto Ricans tend to be it's not that easy to say, they are Republican leaning, Democratic leaning, because a lot of Puerto Ricans have very conservative mindsets, at least the older generations, but they can also be very democratic on certain issues. So it's not as black and white as people make them out to be.
It's interesting. Definitely, I think most Latin American countries, you go to the older generations, you get more Republican views, but you lean more liberal towards the later generations. Definitely not so much Cubans. The
thing with Cubans is, even if they are liberal, they tend to be Republican because they associate the Democratic Party with communism, and they have that mindset, and if they hear universal health care, they automatically think of the United States is going to become communist, whatever. So
my parents love saying that they're registered Democrats. They actually are registered for the Democratic Party, but they vote completely Republican.
Really? So why are they still registered as?
Because they like saying that. They like if you're like, oh, you're damn Republican, they're like, actually, I'm a registered Democrat. I voted for Bill Clinton, and then the party left me.
Oh, okay.
All right, we got another question for you from Bobby PV.
Bring it on, Bobby.
All right, how do you feel about lemon pound cake?
Lemon pound cake. I like lemon pound cake. Hey, that song had a nice rhythm. We got some lemon pound.
No,
cake
we
now?
don't. We don't have any lemon pound cake.
I actually went to the market and they were all sold out. I guess it's just a trend has been brought up here.
You've had some this morning.
It had some, but you bring up an interesting thing that they've people have been saying over the last 10, 15 years as legalization has spread to 38 states, which is Florida one, but Florida, of course, is not recreational. They're not one of the 28 states that's had the intelligence to move forward. But we found that the Gen Zers are not picking up cannabis in droves. Everybody was thinking, they're saying, oh, if you make it legal, the kids are going to bring it to school. Actually, that's actually gone down. What you found, along with cigarette smoking actually going down, unfortunately, vaping is going up. But we find that most of the Gen Zers are not saying, well, we have to do this as young people. There's other things.
And look, there's this psychological thing too, where it's like when you can have something, you want to have it, but when you can't have it, then it's like, it's like you lose
For
interest
some
in it.
reason, our smoke
So-
alarm's going off.
Yeah, that's going on.
Sorry about that, everybody, but
okay?
we're gonna have to deal with some
Well,
people in the
I
background
can
while Levi jumps on top of a ladder to
Are we
fix it.
okay? I don't know.
I think we're okay.
Yeah,
I don't see any
alright.
fires
Yeah,
or
right.
anything.
okay. This
Okay.
is the part where you get a
Over now.
ladder, take the
Oh.
smoke detector, and throw it out.
It's gone. It's gone. All right.
Take it down. Take it down. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, just take it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
See what's
Just-
going on.
Is there a fire?
No, there's no fire. No fire.
It doesn't look like it.
I realized it once it went off. I was like, shit, I just blew it straight up.
Apparently, somebody blew their vape accidentally directly at the smoke alarm. And
Oh,
realized, I think it's over now.
in protest to the fact that I say the Gen Zers vape. All right, that's fine.
All right, we've got a question from Michelle.
All right, Michelle.
You've already, it might be a little bit redundant at this point, but what are your thoughts on legalization of cannabis for recreational use?
Look, like I said before, if you can legally buy and drink alcohol, why shouldn't be able to, buy and have marijuana recreationally?
We had Charlie Crist on one time, and he made it a point to say that if you can brew your own beer at home, you should be able to grow your own weed.
I agree.
So, I mean, there's a lot of questions about how you feel about recreational stuff, but I mean, right now the biggest issues here in Florida are people wanting to grow at home, and there's a lot of people calling for home grow before legalization actually comes in. So, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, I have to look more into it because again, this marijuana thing, I still need to look more into more into it. I'm not the most informed on the marijuana issue, but again, I have nothing against there being recreational marijuana use.
So no grow at home or
I mean, I don't have anything against it really.
yeah, people should be able to grow their own plants, right?
Yeah.
Another question I think is important to ask you is we a big fan of the show, Dr. Barry Gordon.
Okay.
Dr. Barry Gordon likes to come in quite often and say that we need to make sure that we take care of our medical program before we go to recreational. I think Gary could probably even let you know of a few issues that our medical program has from being
for sure
not so medical. Traditionally, when a recreational program comes in, it really screws over the patients.
Okay.
Maybe Gary can help bring some of that to light right now.
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about states like Washington State and others, where that when the adult use or the recreational market kicked in, they basically cannibalized the medical program, a program where people oftentimes don't have to pay taxes for it, for one thing.
Okay.
And we are trying to move in the direction where your medical insurance should be able to cover the cost of cannabis when you're using it medicinally. But that all goes out the window when we oftentimes talk about recreational use, which obviously would expand the market drastically. That is why folks like Truly have put $52 million into the last petition drive to put it on the ballot this coming session. Which, by the way, he did everything he could to kill the last one. And basically, what we were told that was if it actually did go through, and they were able to kill it before it went through, that he would do whatever he can again to defeat it. We were very, very close. Like I said, 58%. You had to have 60%. Well, who put that 60% in? That was it was something that the state legislature did that was promoted by the governor, and he not only did it against this particular instance, but also Amendment 4 last time, which had to do with a woman's autonomy of her own body and abortion rights. It was also defeated using the same tactic of stealing Medicaid funds and putting it into a campaign. And this is a guy, by the way, just historically, who is the reason why we actually have a lot. We are allowed to sell whole flower in the state of Florida. Prior to that, it was illegal according to law, even though we had already had medical cannabis. But no one could have the flower. They could only have like the tinctures and things of that sort.
Okay.
And it was changed, I think, in part because he had a rather large cannabis campaign donation from John Morgan, because all of a sudden he changed his mind. He said, yes, we have to have whole flower. And after that, it's been whole horse against it. Maybe because the more money is coming in from, say, for instance, the GEO group that runs all the prisons in the state of Florida, and also the alcohol industry, which has had a great deal of influence on the state legislature. They will do plenty of bills on allowing people to sell growlers if they're a brewery, which is, those 1 gallon bottles so you can get refilled.
Okay.
But they're more than, but they will definitely do everything they can to try to shoot down medical cannabis, which is difficult because they have so many glitches in the original bill that was passed in 2017 to initiate the 2016 amendment. And we still don't have it so that you could go to work with a medical card and not worry about being fired just for having a medical card, even if your use of cannabis medically does not affect the way you work.
Oh.
And also, if you have a situation where Child Protective Services comes into your home for any reason and they see you have a medical card, they will automatically petition to have your kids taken away just because you have a medical card, even if there's no other issue that they could find whatsoever. I mean, they'll go into your refrigerator to see if you have enough food in the refrigerator. They'll check out the house to make certain that your gun is locked away, whatever else is locked away, so the kids don't have access to it. They'll talk to the kids and make certain the parents aren't arguing too much, and they'll look to see if you have a medical card. Do everything they can to take the kids away. And we wrote a very simple bill that basically said you cannot take your kids away just for the sake of the fact that there's a medical cannabis card being held by one of the parents. And that bill, although it got filed, was not given a committee because of the fact, again, they're constantly fighting these incremental positive changes. And we're looking to see in the federal government as well. You can't fix everything, but you can go for incremental changes. So if you could go for one incremental change in Washington, D.C., what do you think that would be your first goal?
Wow. You said a lot of information right there.
A lot of background, sorry.
Yeah, a lot of background, which, the whole marijuana thing, I'll be honest, I still got to study it more. I was not too informed on it. But honestly, I would do anything I can to, I think you shouldn't have somebody's child taken away because you have like a medical card. I mean, you're allowed to have marijuana for medical purposes. So why would they take your child away? That's something that has to change for sure.
That blows your mind, all the hypocrisies.
I know, right? It's so that definitely has to change, for sure.
I see that Bobby had put in a second notification here in the comments. He mentioned the fact that he has Crohn's and his dog has epilepsy, so being able to grow himself would be helpful. Absolutely. I mean, it is so much less expensive. Not that growing cannabis is cheap. For those of you who know how to grow it right, you have to actually put some money into it. You can't just throw the seeds in your backyard where the heavy metals reside in the soil and expect to get a medicinal product. But Carlos can teach you. He is the professor when it comes to cultivation, among other things. He is a graduate of Oaksterdam Institute, the premier institute of cultivation in the state, in the country.
Whatever.
Yeah, and by the way, he also has dog cannabis products, reasonably priced, and I'm sure he'll give you a discount. All you have to do is become a Suncoast Normal member, and you get a 10% discount at everything at Chill.
It's actually 25%.
There you go.
25% now.
25% for normal members. Yeah.
So get to Chill, sign up, and Carlos will hook you up. Will hook up your dog.
All right, everybody, sign up.
But it's not just the folks who are trying to treat themselves at home, but also our veterans. So many of them have come back as wounded warriors, either both mentally or physically or both. And this is a situation where they could use some help in regards to making the product cheaper. We tried to get a bill this year to reduce the cost of a medical card down to $15. We tried doing free, and that was totally objected outright. So we got it down to just $15, and they rejected that bill too.
Wow.
Why not want to help? Oh, Bobby's been a member for 5 years. Got to hook him up.
Bobby's awesome. Her husband won the joint rolling contest last year.
And you also said that because I do want to clarify. You said that if you need it medically, the insurance doesn't cover it.
There's been some legal things that have been won in various states. I think the last one was Illinois, where a person is actually being allowed to get it covered on insurance as a reimbursement. But as of right now, most insurances would not, because of the fact it is illegal federally.
Well, that has to change, because I think it should be included, when your insurance, if you need it medically, because it's a medical, thing that can help you. So,
and now you're running in Plant City.
That's exactly the type of thing that you can influence being in Congress.
There you go.
Because that's a federal issue.
There you go.
It being illegal on a federal level keeps insurance companies.
Now you should know that you are actually in ground zero for the prohibition in this country. If you look across the street, you see on top of the building, it says the word Lakata.
Oh, yeah.
Now, for those of you who don't know, a gentleman by the name of Victor Lakata in 1924 killed his parents with an axe. And it was claimed that he actually had gone crazy because of the fact that he was smoking cannabis. In fact, he actually had a bipolar disorder that he had inherited, which his brother also had and his uncle also had. By the way, his parents were first cousins, but that was the Italian community in 1924. But the fact was that it was actually cannabis that was keeping him sane. And there was a shortage at that time because there was a crackdown. And that was when he lost it and killed his parents.
Wow.
So they used that in the movie Reefer Madness, when he was talking about these various gore files about his kid coming over and killing his parents with an axe. And they pushed that in Congress to make the very first anti-cannabis bill, the Cannabis Taxation Act in 1937, and made the prohibition as strong as it is today, along with other regulations, including the 1971 Substance Abuse Act, which made it Schedule I, which made it completely illegal, claiming that it had absolutely no medicinal value whatsoever. Now, just my own background, I used to work for the Centers for Disease Control. I used the stuff in college and I had a great time, but I backed away from it for a while. But over the last couple of decades, and I started working this around 2010, I had found out that medical cannabis was actually real. I actually saw the research and saw that there are studies going back to the 1800s verifying the fact that you could use it for opioid dependency. And over the years, we have found out that it actually treats HIV and cancer and so many other things because of the fact that they didn't really studied it well enough before. And now it's been well studied. Now they know it has medicinal properties.
Yeah. My mom has an uncle who has had a couple of back surgeries, and sometimes he gets, back pain, and because he still has back issues. And he has his medical card, and he sometimes takes it, and it really helps him. I've seen how it helps him. So I'm with you on that.
And by the way, you won't necessarily lose your job or lose your kids for having opioids in the house. You could be a construction worker on opioids. And there was one commercial that I love it where it shows this guy is showing that his biggest problem being a construction worker on opioids is that he gets a lot of constipation. That constipation is the least of your worries, my friend, if you're working construction and on opioids at the same time. But that's legal. You're not going to lose your job over that, but you will lose your job over having cannabis. So we try to fix that.
Yeah, that has to be fixed for sure.
Oh yeah. So Bobby's wife is,
you know what I do when I'm constipated, Gary?
You roll a dude.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? I feel like I don't want to hear what you're gonna say.
All right, just deal with me on this one, okay? So I take my dab rig into the bathroom, right? And I light up.
I almost don't like the way this is going.
I light up a fat dab while I'm actually on the toilet, and then the coughing allows me to relax enough where it just all comes out.
Hey,
Oh my
whatever
God.
works. Whatever works for
You,
you,
you
man.
brought it up,
Works.
dude. Jeez.
I know, but the optics, the
I'm
optics
trying
there
to tell you how
are
to use medical
terrifying.
marijuana here.
Whatever works.
Well, I mean, it could be worse, but the point is, oh my God, I don't even know how I can recover from that. That we have had people on from the federal government from both sides of the aisle. We've had Nancy Mace on the show
Really, Nancy Mace.
We have
because of the
that.
fact that she actually wrote a bill that would legalize cannabis within
Oh.
the banking system and a bunch of other places. Because right now, if you ever go into a dispensary, you have to pay cash or use a debit card because
Okay.
you're not allowed to use the banks still.
Okay.
And also, there is a thing called a 208E, which is a tax law, which basically says that cannabis businesses can't deduct the cost of goods sold because they are ill-gotten gains, because they're essentially drug dealers in the eyes of the federal government.
Mm.
And Nancy Mace had written a bill. It was like almost 200 pages.
What happened to that bill? I know it didn't pass, but
It didn't get committee. It's kind of like a microcosm of what happens over here in the Tallahassee, happens in DC too. But we have had bills that have gone all the way through and have been passed in the House,
they
but
don't pass the Senate.
but they don't get past the Senate, and it dies again there. So, and then that was a bill that was run by a gentleman who is already retiring right now, which we're trying to get on the show. But we will eventually move it forward. But
Yeah.
I have to ask you, because of the fact that you are a Latino and an American, and yet there is our mayor at one point in time was allowing ICE agents to go ahead and move into areas around Plant City and just start picking people up that they assume may be undocumented. And the fact is, you can't tell by looking at a person if
They
they're
just go
undocumented.
by, just by being, discriminatory. If someone looks Latino, there you go. They're gonna stop. Shouldn't be that way.
And some folks go by the fact that they have to have a slightly more olive tone to their skin.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, exactly.
Now, I know that on the island, it's kind of like a differentiate of the folks who are lighter skinned versus darker skinned on the island of Puerto Rico. I mean, you left when you were a kid, so you may have not noticed as much. But is there a social difference there?
I mean, really, there can be racism everywhere. Really, some people are like that, but not everyone.
I guess the problem when the racism becomes more of a government function, which is what we have right now with the ICE agents.
That's what we have right now. Yeah, and obviously, if you want to talk about immigration, nobody's saying that we shouldn't have strong borders, right? But most of the people that came here and are undocumented, they're not criminals, right? They are people who work hard and contribute to our economy, especially here in Florida and our society. And most of them, they live their lives peacefully, and they should. I'm not saying they should just be given citizenship outright, but they should be provided with a pathway to becoming legalized if they don't have a criminal record in their background, right? I have nothing against kicking out people who actually have criminal records, right? But the people who don't have criminal records, why should we be treating them like we are treating them, right? That's
Gary. Did you see Grady Judd going against the whole immigration thing?
Grady is softening on immigration, and hopefully it's not just so he can get more people in his prisons. I have no idea what is going on in Grady Judd's mind. Oftentimes, if he can't get it on foam core,
he's realizing how unpopular the immigration thing is becoming.
I mean, especially in Florida, we have a lot of immigrants and a big Latino community,
and there might be a little bit too many Latinos in Polk County now.
Oh, there's a lot of Latinos
and he's an elected official. He wants to vote.
Yeah.
And yet we still have the situation where I think if ICE wanted to do damage in Florida, they could do an immense amount of damage to our economy,
Oh yeah.
to our culture, to our existence in Florida, because of the fact that uh, undocumented immigrants contribute so much
Yeah.
to the state of Florida, not only by helping us with our agriculture, because God knows throwing watermelons is not what you call an easy job, and
No.
generally not one that Americans are willing to pick up.
Exactly.
You can grow watermelons in Florida. I didn't know that.
Oh, it is one of the main crops in Manatee County.
That's crazy.
Donnie, the guy who invented Mayaka Gold, he was a watermelon farmer
Oh, really?
in Bradenton. He actually grew his cannabis in the swamps of the Mayaka River.
Oh.
He
didn't know that.
set 55-gallon drums into the swamp so that under the canopy they couldn't be seen, and he grew it that way, which was an amazing idea. Also, fun fact, he was one of the first people who actually started removing all the seeds and stems from the product before he sold it, in part to protect his genetics.
Mm.
But for those of us who grew up as boomers by getting $16 ounces that were at least 1/4 seeds and stems, we don't have that anymore, among other things. In part, we have that gentleman to thank for that. But we got Katrina coming on.
I
Our
think so.
communication director is trying to communicate.
Your camera's not working. Katrina? There it is.
All
There
right.
you go.
Hi, Katrina.
Hey y'all, you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me in the background of your.
Yeah, I'm
Katrina,
sorry I'm late. I want to apologize to everybody, but
well,
yeah, I'll call
We are at
in the parking lot.
the end of our interview here. But do you have a question for Joe? Real
Yeah,
quick?
I know for sure.
Yeah.
No, actually, but I do. But it's just something that I'm interested in. I'm really trying to start joining any town hall meetings, any meetings, or do a little more support. I have my book to jot down information, like website to support. However, that's pretty much it right now.
Yeah.
So try not to look so pissed off.
Honest. Are you a Democrat or?
No, I'm pretty much independent, but I do work with the Democrat side. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, there's a lot of Democratic club that have meetings monthly, and you can definitely show up. And sometimes they have candidates go in. They talk about what's going on. So you should definitely consider, going to one.
Yeah, I will. Like I said, just give me the itinerary and then we'll go from there. I'm
Yeah,
very
I'll send you
interested.
Go to Carlos or Gary.
yeah.
Okay. Hey, Gary. Carlos. Carlos.
Now, Joe, like I said, you've been working your butt off, hitting all those kind of town halls and a lot of the other meet and greets all over the place to get yourself out there, get your face known.
Yeah.
Anyways, don't let me interrupt anything.
I don't know if you plan on doing the big thing over at the Bell Shoals Church. It's always a big deal for the right side.
I did not know. I did not know about that. When is that?
It's usually after qualification, which I guess has been pushed up to December, June now.
Yeah, June. Yeah, because of whole. They might be doing redistricting. Yeah. So,
but it is a great way to get your face out there. This is a huge church that has a huge idea in regards to getting people's faces out there, and hopefully you'll get a chance to do that. But for those people who want to be able to help you move forward, first off, describe the district congressional district 15. What are the borders?
Yeah, so it has parts of it has Northdale, Carrollwood, New Tampa, parts of Wesley Chapel. It has Zephyr Hills, Plant City, parts of Brandon. It goes all the way to where Lakeland begins. So it's a pretty big district. It's gerrymandered too. It has a lot of suburban areas. It has a lot of rural areas. A lot of Hispanics too in the district. We're trying to connect with them for sure.
Yeah, Katrina, you may have to mute your mic when you're not speaking because unfortunately,
Yeah, we gotta keep
your voices there.
This is coming in as an echo. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, good.
All right.
And how can people support you?
They can go to my social medias. I'm very active on Instagram, Facebook. I have a website too, but I don't really use my website a lot. I mainly use social media. They can reach out to me if I ever post something. People can comment. I always try to reply to the comments because I think a candidate should be replying to comments and engaging with people. So I always try to do that. And yeah, just go to my social media and you can reach out to me and see what I'm posting and what I'm all about.
Now, I know before we finish up, is there a particular email address that they have? Did you see that? Did you see that put up yet? Or
Yeah,
continue to you?
right here.
There you go. Okay.
For Congress.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. At Gmail.
Because of the fact that you are originally from Puerto Rico, how many illegal undocumented immigrants do you plan on making vote for you?
Come on. They can't vote. Come on, man. Only
really?
Yeah, come on. When you go, you got to show your ID. When you go vote, I just went to vote this special election for Brian Nathan. Shout out to him.
Yes.
If you live in Senate District 14, make sure to vote. You have until March 24th. I just went to vote and I had to show my ID. All right. So it's not like people just show up and just, vote without showing any type of ID. That's just not how it is.
Okay. For those of you who do not know that, undocumented immigrants cannot vote.
No.
Okay. They've never been able to vote. They can't even get registered to vote.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to vote when you're not registered to vote.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. So you can take your ICE agents that you plan on placing at the polling places, and you can put them in a closet somewhere. And
well, Joe, I just wanted to say thank you for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me. I had a
best
good time.
of luck running for Congress. We need you to change things up there. We need fresh perspectives up there. But if it's okay with Katrina, if it's okay with Gary, I would like to end the show on I would like to end the show on something that we haven't done before. You see, I was able to interview Afro Man about like a couple of years ago. I was dealing with my camera. The camera work is very shoddy. However, the microphones were working, so we did get some audio on there. I don't know. You guys mind if I play that interview?
Yeah, then we need to go ahead and talk about best blunt in the Bay.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and share the screen here. Hopefully this will work.
Here's the win.
So here's what's going on. That's Corinne.
Thank you very much, Carlos.
I'm so sorry. And she's about to get beat by Afro Man.
Slow rolling. Boom, 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 boom. Stroke it with emotion.
He's got it.
Sir,
I'm sorry.
you was the first one. Remember that?
A little pull for you guys.
No. Again, cap on my shoe. I'm just gonna mail them straight to you. You're done.
Oh, there you go, baby. Damn, man. Hey, she got this.
Look at that beard. Holy shit.
Hey.
So Afro Man, thank you for contributing to Normal in the past.
Sure.
Everything you've done, that song that you did before, the positive remix, because you got high. I don't know if you remember, but you played a show in St. Petersburg one year, and we were there with a giant blunt.
Yeah.
And we smoked a joint with you in the back, and you performed that personally for us, and I just want to thank you for that performance.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember it at all.
Totally,
I don't know why I'm holding the camera. Whoa, let me get the camera on you. There you go. Right? So, recently, you had some issues with the police,
Yeah.
and took a little advocacy effort on your part to put it as part of your music.
Yes.
I was wondering if you wanted to talk about how you were taken advantage of. I know you're playing poor. I think she just beat you. Actually.
Yeah.
She just beat you. Holy shit! All
Right.
right. What happened? You just won.
These guys asked one by me. Sad ass on the left side. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's like walking away from her.
Ever.
Oh, look at that cool
Missouri
shirt.
just not to vote for you.
So, my friend, I'm sorry for what happened to you.
Yeah.
And
Good job.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes,
That's a gentleman right there.
so, what inspired you to put that as part of your music?
You know, it seems, what I've realized is your problems, if looked at through the right lens, can become your solution. And if you can make your problems your solution, you have infinite raw materials.
Very cool, dude.
Yeah, brother.
Very cool.
Church.
So, how good is that lemon cake, by the way?
Oh, yeah, it's good. It's good.
I'm gonna have to ask you for the recipe whenever you get a chance. I know you're a busy man.
Right, I gotta get it myself. My mom make it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta ask her, what she put in there.
So, I'm not gonna take much more of your time. Thank you for that. We had a little incident earlier in the bathroom today. I don't know if you remember me. Yeah, but I don't know.
Nah, man. Yeah, nah. I don't remember you.
You have a good show today. All right?
Okay, brother.
Thank you for your time.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm gonna stop bothering you.
Okay, bro.
So,
No, you all right, bro.
All right.
So were you
Oh,
dead
yeah,
in the
what that
bathroom? Is that what it was?
What that was is I was at a convention setting, right? And I was at like a dinner situation, and I go to use the restroom, and I'm just like chilling fucking at the urinal, and then I turn to my right, and Afro Man's standing there on the other urinal taking a piss. So my nervousness and was like, holy shit, it's Afro Man. I'm pissing next to Afro Man. And he was like, oh, dude, what's, like, chill. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm too nervous to piss next to you. So I left and went in the stall.
You should at least dabbed with him. I mean, you were in the bathroom, right?
But yeah, so that was an awesome interview. Like I forgot that I asked him about the lemon pound cake.
Yeah, that really is topical. You were very forward thinking.
Yeah.
Only Carlos. That was pretty dope, though. Thanks for sharing that, Carlos. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, I was the first time I was dealing with. I had the camera set up where it was like we could look at it, but like I was like pointing at him the wrong way. I don't know, but it was pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Anyways,
but we also got to be forward thinking and talk about our upcoming event, which Katrina can tell you, because she's our expert. You see, I love the fact that in the freestyle event, I think the last time that she did a blunt that looked exactly like G. Gordon Liddy. I'm just saying, it's absolutely amazing.
Katrina's been a judge for the past couple of years, right? Like when the first year you were a contestant, right? Yeah, she was a contestant.
The blunt that he's talking about, I wrote outside of the contest. He just keeps remembering.
I mean, we get some really original freestyle pieces that come out of that. But we have up and coming our annual Best Blunt in the Bay. This is the 5th one we're doing today, and it is one of our premier fundraising events and fundraising events. And this year we've added another feature to it.
Yeah, so there's 3 rounds. First off, it typically was a single and a team competition. So you would enter as a single player, and then you'd have a team of people as well, and you guys could either win the belt as tag teams or singles. Now it's all singles. So you can't rely on other team members to be a good blunt roller. And the first round's papers, second round is blunts, third round is going to be the freestyle. So that's when you get to do like your cross joints, your braided joints, things like that. You really blow people's minds. and then then the finalists for the competition, like the three most, the three people with the most points get entered into a dabathon. And what that means is me and fellow hemtenders will give you so many dabs until you pass out, tap out, or throw up. So, and it's kind of a sink or swim type thing. So, like, last person standing is going to be the last one.
Now, we are joking about the vomiting thing, by the way. Just so you know, you
No, you
promise this
dab
is a
until
very
you
rare
scrum it.
instance.
You dab until you scrum it.
There you go.
I'm gonna make scrummeting a thing. Okay.
Yeah, because it's not right now.
Yeah.
Scrumming is not a thing, and birds are not real.
And birds are not real either. Yeah. Is that it? Do we have a show? Anybody have anything that they want to say?
Well, again, if you want to help us, join us, like Bobby and like everybody else who's been on the show today. we want you to join us. So you go to suncoastnormal.org, where you can join, become a member. And Carlos, what are some of the perks of membership?
Oh man, you get a gold leaf pin. You get discounts to join us at our events. You get the ability to say that you're contributing to the most politically active cannabis legalization group in the state. You also, I forgot the last one.
You get a 25% discount at Chillum.
Oh shit! Yeah, 25% off at Chillum. So over here, would have been better if the girls were still in here, but over here, all this great stuff in this great store, you get 20% off of that.
That includes the dog products, okay?
It does.
Absolutely. And you'll help us fight, because I mean the session is over, but we're still not finished fighting. And we're still going to continue to keep on moving forward, no matter how many years it takes. Yeah, sorry, Florida, but we're up to it just as much as you are to fight it. We will continue fighting you till to the end. And that's the kind of attitude that we want to bring on the show when we bring on Joe, because obviously he's got a tough road to haul. Just getting past the other Democrats who are running against you, and then of course a very strong Republican. Yeah. But that really weird district, which goes all over the place. It looks like, I got to say, if you look at the district, and you wonder yourself, were they on acid when they drew this district? Because it makes no sense whatsoever. It's like 5 people over here, 10 people over there, just so that they could kind of even things out and make it so that it remains a Republican district. Yeah. But I think things are changing.
It's flippable.
I think folks are getting to the point where it doesn't make any difference what party you're at. If you think change is needed, then vote for a change.
Exactly.
And that's what it comes down to. I'm an independent, which I appreciate because of the fact I want to be able to criticize both parties, and both parties are definitely in need of criticism. Positive, mostly, not always. But we want to make certain that things move forward. And we're grateful that, Joe, you've thrown yourself into the ring. Being a foreign national is all.
Foreign national? Foreign national? Hey, my passport said U.S. born citizen, all right?
From your mouth to God's ears.
I don't know. I heard that Bad Bunny was not a citizen. I'm just kidding. He's
but he puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah, I liked it.
And with that, guys,
here Carlos, we go with that
our executive director, unfortunately, is out with a baby rash. We'll go into another story altogether. But so we won't be having the news today. Suffice to say, we pretty much cover the most important things, which of course is lemon pound cake. But also the fact that we got a lot of crap going on in the world right now. Sure. And sometimes you need to take a step back and just be able to evaluate. And I think that this stuff we're talking about here helps you to evaluate. Just gives you a chance to sit back and think. And it's not a matter of party, guys. It's a matter of what's right and what's wrong. And think about that as we head into the election season, and listen to the folks who are who are talking to you, who are running for office, because they're going to be the ones representing you. They're going to be the ones who will make the decisions that will affect everybody's lives. So get involved. Can't say any better than that, than just peace out.